Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. Welcome to a new video. You can hear the crinkling. You know what that sound means. I have an Empties video for you today, but today's Empties video is going to be a little bit different. I've been collecting for the past few months all of the empties out of my freelance makeup kit. I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a twist on this video and show you guys what I'm using the most on clients, what products I go through most often. So if you're interested in seeing the empties from my freelance makeup kit, then just keep watching this video. I'm gonna show them to you. Okay, so before we start, I'm just gonna let you guys know that I have filmed this makeup look. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this makeup, I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description box below and up in the corner of the screen here. So you can go and check that out if you're interested in seeing how to get this makeup look. So let's get into this video. My empties from my freelance kit. I'm just gonna reach in and grab things randomly and we'll talk about everything. So the first thing that I'm gonna grab right off the top here is a great big old empty bottle of Cinema Secrets. This is a professional grade makeup brush cleaner. This is incredible for getting the makeup off of your brushes. So before I go in and wash my brushes with soap and water, I will use this product right here to actually remove the makeup from my brushes. It does such a great job. It's this color right here. I keep a little mini bottle on my desk just so I can wash my brushes in between eyeshadow colors and in between different looks. So it's got this bright blue color. It has kind of a vanilla-y scent to it that lingers on your brushes a little bit. Clients will often tell me that my brushes smell really good, and it's the scent from the Cinema Secrets. It's quick drying, so you can completely soak your brushes in it and they will dry very quickly. I go through a ton of this stuff. I have another bottle of it that's almost empty up here as well. It is a must-have for any MUA in my opinion. And even if you're not and you just want something to easily clean your brushes in between looks or in between uses, definitely check this guy out. They sell it on Sephora or like most pro makeup beauty supply stores. Okay, next up I have this guy right here. So when I bought my first set of makeup brushes for my freelance kit, I got them from Sigma and they came in this little brush holder. So I was using this in my kit for quite a long time, and then eventually this kind of paper coating on the inside of the packaging. I'll see if I can pull it out here. See, there's like this, it's hard to explain, but there's this paper coating on the inside of the brush holder. It came out on this side, and so on the inside of here, there's all kinds of texture and just like little places where I felt like bacteria could get in and hide. And so it didn't feel hygienic to me anymore to continue using this. So I ended up buying a new one off Amazon, and I actually much prefer the one that I got from Amazon. This one is a sort of oval shape, and the Amazon one that I got is more circular. So even though it doesn't seem to take up any more space in my kit, the Amazon one seems to hold a lot more brushes, and yeah, I'm just a lot happier with it. This one kind of feels tactily, I don't know the word, tactilely. It feels like a better quality one, but I'm actually much happier with the one that I got from Amazon. I'm gonna link everything that I'm talking about today in the description box down below. So I'll link the Amazon one that I got for my kit that I actually prefer. It's really nice to have something like this. It's great for travel too if you travel a lot and you're not a makeup artist, but you can keep the brushes in one side when they're clean, and then after you use them on the client, you switch them over to the other side, so you can keep your dirty brushes separate from your clean brushes, and then you can easily have access to them as well. So really good setup. I really enjoy using a brush holder like this, but I prefer my new one better. Okay, next up I have a Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I constantly talk about this on my YouTube channel, and I feel like I always will. Magic Cream is the like best hack that you can do for making your makeup and your foundation go on so beautifully. It is such a beautiful base and primer to go underneath makeup. It hydrates the skin, it calms the skin, it makes it feel really nice and plump and dewy, and foundation just goes on so beautifully on top. It is such a good hack, and I go through so much magic cream. It's expensive, but to me it's worth it. So what I would normally do is have the little travel size of magic cream, and I would scoop from the full size into the travel size. And I don't know, just something about this is so bougie that I really like having it on jobs with me. I try to market myself as more of a luxury freelance makeup artist. I use a lot of high-end luxury products in my kit, and I want to show that off. I want to show people that they're paying for good products. So I actually started bringing around the full size of this with me. It doesn't add too much weight to my kit, and my kit's really small and light anyway, so I kind of had room to add that little bit of extra weight. But if you feel like this is too big and clunky, definitely you can just get the travel size and fill it up as you go. Next up, I have a Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara, waterproof. So probably the #1 product that I go through in my kit is mascaras. You just go through them so quickly. You're using it so often on people, and it's open so often that they dry out really quickly. I really like the Essence mascaras. It's one of the only products that I don't buy a like high-end or luxury version of for my kit. #1, because you go through so many of them, but #2, because the formula of these Essence mascaras is just so incredible. I really like how big and thick and fat this bottle is. You can really get a ton of mascara on your disposable mascara wands so that it's really easy to apply the mascara onto the client's lashes. This is a really great waterproof formula. It is waterproof, it is transfer proof. It's really, really nice and long wearing, so great for brides or anyone who feels like they're gonna be crying at their special event. I always use waterproof mascara when I do weddings, and I really love this one from Essence. While we're talking about waterproof mascaras, I have this one right here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Waterproof Mascara. So the Essence mascara is probably the cheapest mascara you can also buy, like really, really affordable. I think this is like $4. I needed to restock on my mascara for my kit, and I was at a store that didn't carry Essence. So I thought I would try something in a similar price point and just see how it went. And I hated this. I took this to a wedding, and literally as I would finish people's makeup during that wedding and come back to them to do their lipstick a couple of hours later before I left, their mascara was already smudging. And so that is a no-go. Even a non-waterproof mascara should not be smudging after a couple of hours of just hanging out indoors. You know what I mean? So the fact that this like waterproof mascara was smudging was like, no, I'm not down. So this is basically a full tube. I just used it for that one wedding, and then I threw it out because it sucked. It was terrible. Let's just talk about all the mascaras that I have in here. I have a Great Lash waterproof mascara. I mean, this is just iconic, like iconic packaging, especially if you're my age or like older than me, like you're gonna recognize this product, right? I went to a L'Oreal sale where they were selling a lot of discounted products from the L'Oreal brand. This is Maybelline, but Maybelline is owned by L'Oreal. It's a really nice formula. It works perfectly fine, but again, I prefer this one. You get more product, and you can get more product on your mascara wand, which I really like. I really like to completely coat my little mascara wands in product and then brush off any excess on the mascara wand that's in the tube here, and then that way like my wand is just really coated with mascara, but it's not too much so that the mascara is not too clumpy. This one was perfectly fine, but again, I'm always gonna go for this one over anything else. I think that's it for mascaras in here, but on the topic of lashes, I wanted to just show you guys the lashes that I've been buying for my kit for the last couple of years. I'm trying out some new ones from AliExpress. I'm seeing how I like them. I'm not quite sure yet, but these are my absolute favorite lashes. So I kept the package here. These are the Kit brand lashes. You can get them from Rexall, and I buy mine in the style Natural Wispy. So you get about 4 sets of lashes in here for around $18, which is not the best price, not the worst price. I have a couple of little dirty ones here that I can show you. I just wore these once on the weekend. I'll just stick them on here so you can see what the style looks like. So they're really nice, soft, wispy. They have a clear band. They're really lightweight. A lot of my clients have not used false lashes before, and they're like a little hesitant and nervous about them. So that's the reason I love these so much, is just because they really complete the look, and they give the look of a false lash without the client feeling like they're wearing really heavy, annoying eyelashes. And yeah, because they have that clear band, they're just super lightweight, really fluffy. They almost give the look of a lash extension. So I really, really love these guys right here, and I go through so many of these packages. I think even if I do start carrying this new style of lash in my kit that I'm trying out, I will still bring this with me for people who are very, very hesitant about wearing a lash. I just love how natural and soft and lightweight these are. I have another big plastic bottle here. This is a bottle of Isopropyl rubbing alcohol, 70%. You use a lot of alcohol as a makeup artist, especially during these times, although I would say I'm not using any more than normal. I've always been quite clean with my kit. It's so important. But I use alcohol to sanitize products between clients. I use alcohol to sanitize my kit. I often go through and just wipe down all of my packaging and everything in my kit just to make sure everything is as clean as possible. I transfer stuff like this and this into smaller bottles and then bring that with me to my jobs so that I'm not like hauling these massive containers around with me. I have a brush in here. So I actually went through 2 of these brushes and it's an incredible brush, but I won't buy it again just because of how little use I get out of it before it starts to fall apart. So this is the Sigma F80 Air Flat Kabuki. That's what she looks like there. Back in 2016, when I first started getting into makeup, the Sigma F80 regular one, not the F80 Air, was like the hottest foundation brush. And so I had one of those brushes for years in my personal makeup collection. And when I was buying my first set of brushes for my freelance kit, it didn't come with an F80. So I purchased the F80 Air separately in that order and had it sent out to me. And it is just a little bit of a, I'd say, smaller, less dense version of the F80, and it is an absolutely beautiful foundation brush. The way that this applies foundation on your client's skin is incredible, stunning, amazing. It just looks so airbrushed, natural, dewy, glowy. I love, love, love it. However, I can't even get through a year without the bristles really starting to fall out of here. Bristles sticking into clients' foundation or poking them in the eye or just feeling kind of, I don't know, like messy and falling apart. After I bought the first one, they did actually have a warranty on the brush. So I went through the Sigma website and I had them send me a new one within that warranty time. And then the second one that I got, again, like it didn't even last me a year. It could have even been much less than a year before it started to completely fall apart. So I won't buy this again unless I really start making good money from my makeup business to the point where I could spend like this much money on a brush and not worry about the fact that it doesn't last for a long time, because it is beautiful. Like it really works really, really well, but it just isn't long lasting enough for me to justify continuously buying it from my makeup kit when I have other foundation brushes that work perfectly fine and don't fall apart on me so quickly. So really, really stunning, beautiful brush, but it doesn't last. So maybe not the best for a freelance kit, maybe better for a personal use where you're not cleaning it as often. Might be better for something like that. All right, I'm seeing here I have a few concealers, so let me just pull them all out to show them to you guys. I love to use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer in my kit. I really like this concealer because number one, the consistency of it is really nice. So it is a thicker texture, so you do get a good coverage out of it, but it's not as thick or as drying as something like Tarte Shape Tape. So it's kind of in between a nice hydrating lightweight concealer and a Tarte Shape Tape. It's like right in between there. Under eye circles is one of the biggest concerns that people have when they come to me. So I want something that's going to give good coverage, but not look heavy or dry under the eyes. And I really like this concealer for that. It also has great packaging for a freelance kit. When you get it, it comes with a big fluffy sponge on the top. So that's obviously not hygienic. So I just pull the sponge off before I use it. And then you can just, twist from the bottom and a little bit of concealer will come out the top and you can boop, and like that's good, you're good to go. There are a couple of downsides to this concealer. Number one, the amount. So you pay quite a bit and you don't get very much product in here, so I go through it quite quickly. The other thing is there is like a defect with this packaging as well. If you push the cap down too far after you've had the concealer open for a little while, you won't be able to get it back off. So when I'm closing it, I always just kind of set the cap on and I don't push it all the way closed together. Otherwise you will not be getting the cap off, especially if you have like you know, cream on your hands from applying cream onto someone's face. Like there's no way you're getting this cap off. So yeah, that is a downside to the packaging. I wish that she would fix that. I have here shades 4 and shades 5. Shade 4 is the shade that I use most often in my kit. Like I go through the most of shade number 4. I have another concealer here. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer, and I have this in the shade Light Neutral. When I was first building up my freelance kit, I wasn't sure what concealer I wanted to use, and I had seen some good reviews about these Smashbox concealers, so I did end up buying a couple of these and having them in my kit for a little while. However, I didn't love them. I found that they almost had a little bit of flashback in photos, which, I don't know, it doesn't make sense because Smashbox is made for like professional, they're a professional makeup brand, so I feel like they would have that in mind when they were formulating this concealer, but for some reason it did seem to almost give flashback to me when I would take photos with it or see photos of the clients afterwards. It's a really nice lightweight consistency, so quite a lighter consistency than these ones with pretty good coverage. I ended up just mixing this with these guys and I found that that worked a lot better. And yeah, eventually I was able to use it all up. So I have those 3 concealers there. I also have a couple of different eyeshadow primers. This is another product that I go through quite frequently in my kit. You don't get very much in this packaging and you're putting the same eyeshadow primer on every single client. So you go through it quite often. The primer that I used to love, and actually I still do love, is this one from Laura Mercier. This is the Laura Mercier Eye Basics, and I have mine in the color Flax. They're quite tinted, so you can get them in different shades for the different skin tones of your clients. I love this because of the consistency. I love the formula of it. I love the way you can blend eyeshadow on top of it. It's not too drying, it's not too wet, it's perfectly in between. I love that it's tinted, so it gives the eyelids coverage. I've been through quite a few of these, both in my kit and in my personal collection. However, the price point on this is pretty high, and I don't have a pro discount for Laura Mercier. I don't think she does one. So I ended up trying out the Rare Beauty Eye Base. I had seen a few positive reviews of this guy right here, and it's like half the price at Sephora. And I really, really like this. I'm on to my second or third one of these in my kit now. It doesn't have as much of a tint to it. It does have a little bit of a tint, and you can see like it's quite a light color. You can see whatever is left in there. I did use this color on a few deep dark skin tones before I ran out of it, and it worked perfectly fine. It did make the eyeshadows that I put on top obviously pop quite a bit on a darker skin tone. It only comes in one shade. I feel like if she came out with one in a darker color, that would be amazing. It's quite a bit of a thinner consistency than this one, so it blends out onto the eye really nicely. Again, eyeshadows blend really nicely over top of it. I really like the packaging. I really like the price point, so I've been buying this one going forward, and yeah, I really like this guy too. All right, some other things that I go through quite often are brow products. So here I have quite a few different brow products. So I have 3 of the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift eye pencils. I have Grace K, which is a blonde tone. This one is Supermodel, which is like a cool tone for like a dark brunette, and then Rita, something kind of in between. I really loved the consistency and the texture of these brow pencils. They were not too waxy, not too soft. They lasted on the brows really nicely. They have sort of a thicker tip so you can fill in brows really quickly, but still also get hair-like strokes. She has since reformulated these and repackaged them. I do like the new packaging better because the color of the packaging shows what color the product is inside, so it's really easy to just like see it and grab it as you're working. However, the new formula I don't love as much, but she did come out with a new brow pencil that has a skinnier little tip, and I actually prefer the formula of that one. So I'm gonna be switching over to that one instead of continuing to buy the brow lift pencils, but I did go through quite a few of these in my time. And then I have a few brow gels here as well. These are also from Charlotte Tilbury. So I have the Sculpting Brow Gel in clear. She no longer makes this. She replaced it with a new clear brow gel that she sells, which I have in my kit now. I prefer this one, but she doesn't make it anymore. The wand on here was just so small and perfect. It's so great for tiny little brow hairs, but she doesn't make this guy anymore. However, she does still do it in the tinted colors. So this is the same product, just tinted, and this is in the color Supermodel, so a nice dark brown shade. These are really nice for clients who aren't used to filling in their brows or who are really nervous about having their brows filled in and don't want them to be too dark. A tinted brow gel is great for that because you can shape the brows and fill them in a tiny bit without the client feeling like they have too much going on in their brows. So I really love these for that. I have a couple other brushes here that I had bought in a set. So again, talking about that set that I had originally bought from Sigma. These are two brushes that came in that set that I just never found myself reaching for or using as I was doing clients' makeup. So I'm going to not throw them away, but give them away to anybody who wants them. They're literally brand new brushes. So there's this one here that is kind of like this angled mix between a flat and a fluffy brush. I just never really have found any use for this shape of brush. And then the other one is this one here. So this is again kind of a flat, fluffy type of brush. So normally a brush that's shaped like this, I would use to clean up the edge of concealer along the side of my eyeshadow or my eyeliner, but it's too fluffy for that. And then it's too dense for blending out like concealer under the eye or really, I don't know, doing anything much with. So yeah, I just never really found myself using this guy, so I'm gonna give it away. Although looking at it now, I feel like it might be really nice for blending out eyeshadow primer. So maybe I'll pop it back in there and try it out for that. It's called Large Shader E60 from Sigma. Yeah, actually I think it would be really nice for blending out eyeshadow primer. So maybe I'll pop this one in and try it out for that and see how it goes. What else do I have here? I have an Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. So this is a product that I live and die for. It just finishes makeup so beautifully. It really like sets down any powders that are sitting on top of the skin and just makes all of the makeup look more skin-like, and it is so good. It works. The difference between using this and not using this in terms of the longevity of your makeup is crazy. So I use this on every single client who sits down in my chair. This is another product where I bought a travel size of it and I just transfer from the full size into the travel size and then take that with me to the job so that I'm not hauling around a big heavy container of liquid. Ooh, I have a blush in here. So I think I'm nervous that there might be a little bit left in here. No, okay. So this is a Charlotte Tilbury powder blush. I had it in the color Sex on Fire. I love this blush for, I'm actually wearing it right now. It's just very natural. It goes with so many different kinds of looks. It's really good for like mothers of the bride, more mature women really love this color of blush. It's not too red, it's not too pink, it's not too orange, it's not too brown. It's just something right in between. I actually did end up using most of it. The thing about the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, let me see if I have a full one here to show you. This is this blush just from my own personal makeup collection. So the center and the outside are poured separately into the pan and pressed separately into the pan. So as you start to use the outside or the inside more than the other, if that makes sense. So I would often use, you know, just the outside of this blush to add a light pink color to someone's cheek. And so eventually I used a lot more of the outside shade than I had the inside shade. And as that starts to happen, the two kind of disconnect and then they break out of the pan. It's something really common that happens with these blushes. From working at the counter, you just know that like you're gonna have people coming back after a year being like, my blush broke all on its own. So I did get through most of it before that happened and it kind of cracked and broke on me. But yeah, I did go through a Charlotte Tilbury Sex on Fire blush. I have another compact here. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder in shade number 2. I go through a ton of this as well. This is the best setting powder that I've ever found. It gives such a beautiful airbrushed effect to the skin. It's really great for dry skin, mature skin, so you're able to set people's makeup underneath their eyes or through dry parts of their face without it emphasizing the dryness. It's just such an incredible product that is one of my top 5 favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury and like always has been. And so yeah, I will continue to buy these powders like forever and ever, and I go through a ton of them. I have a bunch of lip liners here. Oh my gosh, look at them all. I did not realize how many I had. Eventually they get to be too small to the point where like I can't grip them properly to like apply neat lines on people's lips. So I have here, are these all Pillow Talk? I think they are. This one might not be. Yeah, no, they're all Pillow Talk. So I've been through 4 Pillow Talk lip liners. It's just such a great lip liner. It goes with so many different lipsticks that I can use it on like most people for most lipsticks that they're choosing. Most people want something pink or nude, and this works with either of those. So I went through 4 Pillow Talk lip liners, and then I have this little lip liner from Bite. It was 014. Bite doesn't make these lip liners anymore, but I really loved the color of it. It's kind of a little bit more of like a lavendery pink. It was really nice, and I used up one of those as well. I can't believe I went through so many. I didn't realize. I have another little pencil here. This is the Barbarella brown eyeliner. There's still a pretty good amount of it here, but it ended up drying up and then falling out of the pencil. It must have been quite an old one. I love the Rock and Cold pencils. They're so easy to apply. They go on really creamy and smooth, and you can blend them out. I'm actually wearing it as my eyeliner today. So you can get something smoky, you can get something dark, but it's a really nice kohl that's quite long wearing. Once it dries, it really sets and stays in place. So I have quite a few of these in my kit, and Barbarella Brown is a really popular shade for me. And then I have another eye product here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in the color Jean. So it's like a cream eyeshadow in a champagne-y color. I basically use this on almost every single bride. It's just like the most beautiful, perfect bridal cream eyeshadow. I really like to use these as bases. I have them in a few colors in my kit. They go really nicely under powder shadows for adding dimension, shine, just really making eyeshadow looks pop. So yeah, I went through an entire container of Jean. She changed the name to Champagne. And then last but not least, I went through a little duo brush on lash adhesive. This is the green one with the little brush. I ended up buying this in a pinch one day because I was out of lash glue, and this was the only one they had at the store. This is not my favorite lash glue to use in my kit. It is, I don't know, it's great for me. Like I use this myself on my own eyelashes, but I just find it's not as sticky as the duo lash glue that comes in the tube. I think because you get more product out of the tube onto the lashes, and so I just feel like the lashes are more secure when I use the lash glue that comes in the little tube as opposed to the little brush on. It's also more hygienic to squeeze the lash glue out of the tube and then use it from wherever you're squeezing it onto, rather than like the brush here making contact with the lash band, even though that's going onto a clean lash band, and I'm never like double dipping or using this to like touch someone's skin or face. I just feel like it's a little bit less hygienic somehow. So yeah, I used this, I bought this and used it because I had to get it in a pinch, but I prefer buying the tubes of lash glue. So that's it, you guys. That was all of the empties from my freelance makeup kit over the past few months. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was interesting for you. If you liked it, please let me know so that I can continue saving empties and do another video like this in the future. I don't know, I feel like it's interesting to see like what I use in my freelance kit more often versus like my personal empties. I don't know. You guys let me know if you liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you being here. Please give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. You can leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.